So I'm doing some reading before my kids get home, and I am reading this book. It's going to be backwards, but whatever. It's The Art of Not Being Governed by James C. Scott. And he's talking about how on the outskirts of every civilization ever, there's always been people who flee the civilization, and the civilization kind of frames them as like barbarians, but in reality, they're people who are living in these kind of like typically very like egalitarian societies where people take care of each other and everything, and how they are intentionally getting away from the mechanisms of like the state. Anyway, the book is all about the tactics that they use to try and kind of keep themselves at a distance from the state. And one of the big things that they do is they focus on certain types of food. So foraging, for example, means that you don't have to rely on authorities to be able to sell you back food that was harvested. You can just find it out in nature and eat it right then and there. But one of the main crops that people who live on the outskirts of a society use is potatoes and other root vegetables. So I'm just going to read you a little bit here because I think this potato stuff is cool as shit. In general, roots and tubers such as yams, sweet potatoes are nearly appropriation proof. After they ripen, they can be safely left in the ground for up to 2 years and dug up piecemeal as needed. There is thus no granary to plunder. If the army or taxmen want your potatoes, for example, they will have to dig them up one by one. The Irish in the early 19th century grew potatoes not only because they provided many calories from the small plots to which farmers were confined, but also because they could not be confiscated or burned, and because they were grown in small mounds. An English horseman risked breaking his mount's leg galloping through the field. So, there you have it. If you want to resist empire, grow potatoes.